Yeah, the collection's called Mihi, and it's a word from the Maori tribe of New Zealand, which is a native tribe, and it means to pay tribute to. So the collection really is a tribute to my dad's unfulfilled dream of moving to New Zealand. Since he was like 25, he's always wanted to immigrate there, and it's never really been possible. So I wanted to explore this idea of me perhaps being the one to continue the dream and fulfill it for him. So a lot of the pieces are my style fused with his, so kind of mixing something quite archaic with something really contemporary. My favourite piece actually is here, and it's a deconstructed biker jacket. So I found this in a charity shop, and because my dad used to be a biker, and when he went to New Zealand, a lot of the photos are him wearing lots of leather, and he was really an adventurer from when he was young. So he used to be in the Sea Cadets and always travelling around. So I wanted to bring in some of the biker references. So I found the jacket and I took out the lining, and this is what was on the inside. And I wanted to change it up somehow, but I loved it so much that I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep it as it is. And I think conceptually it's really relevant because it's a deconstructed biker jacket. It's not complete, it's not finished, to almost really reinforce the idea of his dream not being fulfilled. Enough, it wasn't until I started doing textiles at school. So actually when I was younger, I used to always be making clothes. So my mum had this giant fabric box full of scrap fabrics, and I would just be making little bags and dresses. Before I even knew that you could even be a fashion designer as a job. So I think I always had it in me, but I didn't really realise it. And then I remember there was this one turning point where I chose textiles as a GCSE option. And I researched Alexander McQueen and I saw the Horn of Plenty. And the moment I saw that, I was like, this is what I want to do. I don't want to have a 9-to-5 job where I'm waiting for the weekend. I want to do what I love, even if that means being broke in the process. I think it's really hard sometimes, and I think a lot of students will say that. But then I think there's an issue in fashion where a lot of people assume that you have to be quite well off to be successful. And before I came to London, I would read loads of blogs, people saying, oh, you can only really make it if you have money. And for me, that's an issue because I don't come from the most wealthy background, relatively speaking. I've actually been really fortunate to move to London in the first place and study here. I feel like there should be more help from the government for the arts in general. I think they've really underestimated how expensive it actually is. And for me, as a person who wants to be ambitious with materials, who wants to be ambitious with shows, it's difficult. So I think, yeah, there definitely needs to be more aid